Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Today is another episode of M Scrapbusters, and we are using up some washi. Now I know that not everybody has as many rolls of washi as I have, because I have many. It's craziness. There for a few years I was collecting washi tape like it was carousel horses or Precious Moments figurines. It was crazy. So I have quite a bit. I don't have all of my washis out that I have in my stash currently, but this just shows you, okay, I have a rack that has, no, two racks that have three dowels on them like this. They are all full. This is just one dowel. And this is some of the old stuff, like Dollar Tree washis. The Dollar Tree washis are not the best quality. So if you're going to Dollar Tree and you think you want to stock up on washi, it's not going to be good quality washi. It does not stick well. You're going to have to use more adhesive on them. Ones like this, and this little mason jar, the little animals here, they're not the best quality. So just a heads up, washis that you can get like at the Washi Shop, I think that's a website that has them. Of course, Cocoa Daisy has great washi tapes. I love all of their washi tapes, and some of those are mingled in with all of these and on the other projects that I'll be showing you. But I want to show you 5 different ways to use washi tape other than just placing a piece on your project and using it as an accent. Okay, so we're actually making some projects today using washi as our main ingredient. So this is a mini journal cover that I'm making right now. And this piece of cardstock, and it's just plain vanilla looking cardstock, and I mean that as the color vanilla cardstock, and it is 10 inches, I think, by 6 inches. Yes, 10 by 6. So this is a mini journal cover, and what I've done is I've just picked a few washis that kind of color coordinate some. They don't have to be. If you're into wild rainbows, go for it and use all different washis. You don't even have to make a pattern like I have here. But I find that when I'm making a background of sorts with washi, that I like to go on the diagonal. It's just my preference. If you want to go straight across, go for it. But you have to be a little bit more precise when you go straight across on things. And I like the look of the diagonal. So I have a stripe, which kind of reminds me, I guess just because of my musical brain, of piano keys. And then I have a different angle stripe. And then this floral, I think this is from the Planner Society. They usually have really pretty washi tapes, but you have to buy the entire kit to get the washi. I know with Cocoa Daisy, they have a washi only bundle kit that you can buy every month, and you don't have to buy any papers, you just get washi. But anyways, I think that's paper, the Planner Society. And then this little cheetah one, this one was Cocoa Daisy. I love that one. I'm hoarding that, so I'm surprised that I actually put that many strips of the cheetah on there. Then I have this polka dot, and then I have this little arrow, and then this gray, just to kind of break up the monotony of all the black and white. Put that gray design in there, and then a bubble looking black here. Okay, and then I kind of went with a pattern, and then I kind of didn't, and just kind of looking through there and seeing, have I got 3 of these already on there? Okay, good. Have I got 3 of these on here already? Okay, so I didn't like, oh, I got to do polka dots by the flowers, but it kind of ended up that way. So I went all the way across and let everything overhang on the 6x10 sheet of cardstock. And then I'm going to pick it up. Whoop, one piece come off. Usually your little corners will come off. So you just have to stick those back on. And then flip it over. And all we're going to do, I like to start middle ways. And we're just going to start turning them over. And making sure they're flush with the other side. And so you're just pulling the paper over from the other side. Now, your one piece that went all the way across and to your other corner is going to have a little bit of buckle to it, and you'll come back later and cut that buckle out. And I'm going to round the corners of my journal covers, so that helps with that too. So since you've put it on at an angle, you're going to fold over at an angle too, and then you'll have kind of something that looks like this on the back. You'll see all of your angles of your tape. So just keep folding over, folding over. Now on this particular project for the mini journal cover, you don't have to be too precise on getting this folded over. Just making sure that it's tight along that line. So that's all I'm doing here. Because when you get all of this covered up or turned over, then you're going to cover it up with a piece of paper that you'll just see barely the little bit of the edge of this washi tape. Now you can also, I've seen with Natasha from Treasure Books, she has recently, I think it was in September, done a washi tape idea video, and she did her cover and laminated it, and that's an idea too. I am going to, I don't think I will laminate this one. I think once I add on the inside that's going to cover up all of this washi, we will be fine as far as it's staying. Then you flip it over. Look at that. I love that. And I'm going to go ahead and round my corners, and then we'll see what we need to do as far as covering up the back. And the tape, of course, is going to stick some when you are corner rounding. Just kind of tap it back down. Okay. I really like that. That is very pretty. Let's go ahead and cover the back, and I think I'll get me a piece of craft cardstock. So my journal cover is 6x10. I'm going to go just like a 1/16 of an inch under 10 there, and trim that end, and then I'm going to go a 1/16 of an inch under 6 and trim that end. And then when you go to put it down, you're going to have just the slightest little bit of overhang from that. I don't like going all the way to the edge, because then you have places where maybe you didn't cut it exactly straight, or an edge is not exactly straight, and you get overlap, and then you have to use scissors and go back through and blah blah blah. So I just like going just a 1/16 of an inch under. So I've got a piece of the washi right here that's sticking up, that's not going to go down, so I went ahead and trimmed that off. And then I'm going to add, now you can use liquid glue, but with washi, I want something very, very sturdy. And I need to trim that off there because that's going to go further than our cover. So I'm using score tape, and I think this is the 5/8 inch score tape, just because I want this to stick very well. And I might have went a little too high right there. We shall see in just a moment. Here's another little piece of washi that I need to trim off. Just had an edge that wasn't folding over well. And just go close to the edge, but not so far that you're going to see it when you put your inside cover on. Try not to overlap your score tape either, because that's going to be very hard to get off, all the backs off if you do that. Alright, and then go over it with bone folder. And then take your backs off. So now your washi tape is very covered, really good covered with the score tape. So it is not coming up. And then you saw in the spit up part, I put some extra pieces of score tape along here, and then I'm putting some liquid glue in between where those pieces of score tape were put. And then I'm just going to line up my cover, and that liquid glue is going to help you get it aligned before that score tape takes over. I'll move it down some, and of course it's not going to be perfect putting on that inside, but it is a very sturdy journal cover. Okay, so now you have this very good, you can hear it, put together journal cover, and it is ready to be folded. If you want to use a score tool, you can. So our score should be at 5 because we have a 10-inch long piece. So if you need that to help you get it scored in the middle and try to keep from having too many cracks, that works. Alright, I have a little piece of washi, very cute journal cover. I think that is my front. Yep, that is going to be my front. I love that. So open it up, your signature will get sewn in here. You can put pockets on the inside. I love that size. That is a nice little mini size. So 6 by 10, that is a little mini journal cover. If you have project life cards or scrap pieces of cardstock that are 3 by 4, you can cover them to make something new. Like if you have one that you know it's the wildest colors ever and you're never going to use it in your journal, you can cover it up. This one was a red that I just didn't care for, so I covered it up with a few different strips of washi tape, and now I could use it as is or put a focal point on top of it and add it to my journal. I love that back side. I want to keep it like that, but we could cover this up and add maybe some book page or dictionary page or something like that to the front here, and then add a die cut focal point like that. And let's go ahead and ink it. Y'all know I love me some inked book page or dictionary page in this instance. Let's see. Since that's got some gold in it on that washi tape, you can see the glare from my light, how much gold is on there. I have these washi stickers that are floral, and I thought if there's a skinny one, ooh, I like that. I really like that. Okay, so let's glue this down, and I have found why it took me so long to realize this. I have found that it does not take that much glue to glue down a piece of book page. I used to drown it just like I did my cardstock, and then I thought, okay, this is like the thinnest material ever, Melina. Why are you adding so much glue to it? It doesn't need that. And then take the backing off of this washi sticker, which, as you know, you've seen me struggle with before, is not always the easiest thing. But this one, I think, is going to cooperate a little bit better. Okay. Then I want this off to the side, not totally in the middle. That is so cute. And let's add a word label onto that too. Now I'm going to pull this up so you can see it a little bit better without the glare, because it is foil, or foil, if you're not from the South, a foil finish, so it is glaring in my lights. I love these white ones from Nancy's Fancies to go on that. And let's do, oh, this is a good one, shine. So let's add, so see, that is a label that I would totally use. I'm going to dirty that up just a little bit. That I would totally use in my pockets of my journals. Very cute. You could even add some coffee dyed paper onto the back here and use it as a journaling spot. But a little journaling card out of a Project Life card that was just going to be sitting in your stash and nothing being done to it. So there is it repurposed. You can also use these as washi tape sample cards. So if you have a pen pal or a crafty friend that may not have a lot of washi, you can send them samples. You can pull it off, go around, make sure it meets on that side, and then you're just going to keep going around and around. And with washi sample cards, it does not matter if you get it perfectly straight or not. I've been thinking that these would be a cute idea to have available on the website. That is, of course, if I ever have the time to sit down and just make hundreds and hundreds of these to list on the website for sale. But, you know, washi sample cards. So I'm going around this. This is like the 4th time. So let's go 2 more times. So there and there. And just try to line it up right on the other one, just because it makes a little neat presentation. But I'm going to do a few more of these just to show you. And on these little sample cards, you don't have to layer them on top of each other or butt them right up against each other, because it's easier for the recipient to use this if it is apart. So this is just like if you're wanting to send someone trim samples that you've got, like lace or seam binding or, you know, anything like that that you want to share. Or if you want to do one of these to match do all the washi to match your journal that you're working on, that would be so cute. And then place this little card down in the pocket of your journal, and then you can come back to it and use the washi tape in your journal. So I'm going to stop this one midway, like so. So if you have this in your journal, in a pocket in your journal, and you wanted to add some washi to one of your pages, you would just take off as much washi as you would like, cut it, and then add that to the page. So say washi sample cards. That is another way that you can use those project life cards that you have lying around. With some project life cards that you kind of like one element of, like this one has a little heart with a book page at the back of it, and I really like that. And I really like this smile on the back because it's antique-y looking. But then this green goes with it absolutely none whatsoever, does not go. So if you wanted to add just one strip of some type of washi, like this heart washi that is that same almost color there, and add this to the top, and then you could use this project life card as a journaling card in your journal. So you would go across there and then just go straight across, even though this this project life card has the rounded corners. You would go straight across and then use your own corner rounder. Alright, so I'm going to go 2 times on this one side to get that green really good and covered up. And then I'm using my sticky scissors, and I'm going to go straight across. Now, if you're really good with scissors, round the corners yourself, or use your corner chomper and do that. Now this one is a little harder to see because it is a little thicker, but I think I got it. Yay! So see, I like that project life card now because, sorry, the glare. There we go. Because now it more matches this, and it goes along with that too. Even though the green was on this side, it goes along with that side too. So you can dress up your project life cards that you may otherwise not even use. Okay, so there's 3 different ways to use up some project life cards, but that was just one of my 5 ways that I'm using washi tape in this video. So 1 was our mini journal cover, 2 was repurposing project life cards with them. Alright, and 3, we are punching shapes from washi covered cardstock. So if you have some light colored, usually my washi tape is kind of transparent, so I use the lighter colors of cardstock whenever I'm covering it with washi. And then, so this one I covered straight across, so not on the diagonal, and then I have it just like that on the back because whatever I punch out of this is probably going to get glued down, so I'm not worried about the back side. So you can make your own kind of pattern papers, but you can pick and choose where you would like to punch out some shapes. Doesn't have to be circles. You can have little label shapes if you wanted to. So this one is very cute, so I thought, let's punch that out. And then you have this little shape that is something that you can add a little die cut to. You can ink the edges of it because now you have that cardstock edge there. so your edges can be inked. I know with washi tape sometimes it's very ink resistant, but you've got that cardstock edge once you punch it out, and you can use this as a little accent or decoration on your journal page. So line up any kind of washi that you would like. Does not even have to match, because once you punch this out, you have a very unique looking accent to go on your journal pages. Now that one jumped off of my leg, off the table, off my leg, and then straight into my garbage can. So they picked that one up. That one was the little 5/8 inch one. So see, you could make a little circle border of sorts on your journal. So see, just act like this is the page in your journal. And punch little shapes. And then one more big one. And then another 1 inch one. So I've got the 1 inch, the 5/8 inch, and the 1.5 inch. And then you could even do one more small one like this and hang it there. You're going to ink all of your edges if that's what you want to do. And then you're going to glue them all down. And then this one, you would trim off that bottom. You could even do another small one up here and make a nice little border edge to your journal page. I love this idea. So it's kind of like a snippet border, but with washi and using a paper punch. Very fun idea right there. So I'm going to leave that together, and I will give you still shots of all of these at the end, but I'll keep that together with this beside it to show you how that looks. So now my next idea, this is a scrap piece of black cardstock. It's got little pieces of glue all over it. It's just not something that I'm ever going to use as a just one piece in a journal or scrapbook page or whatever. So I thought I could put it to good use by covering it. And I'm going to make this a writing board for one of my journals. So I have this journal. This is my coffee splattered journal that I have quite a few video series to go along with it. This is the one that I did that fold it, wrap it around pocket. That is one of my most popular videos. And it has, as you can see, lots and lots and lots of stuff in it. So it's bulky whenever you're wanting to try to write in it. So if I were to want to write on this page, you have the die cut bulky piece here, and then right behind this very thin piece, you have this big bag stacked pocket. And if you want to write on this page, when you go to write, you're going to have some very, very bumpy places whenever you go to write. So I wanted to make a writing board to put back behind it. Now, I will laminate this once I get the washi put on it, but I just thought that this was a very good idea. And I also saw this on Natasha's channel, Treasure Books. So I put mine. Now you have to measure your own journal page to get the measurement that you need, but I cut mine. Where in the world that came from, I have no clue. I cut mine 8.5 by 5 1/4, and that fits very comfortably behind a page in this particular journal. And this is a half sheet journal. So 8.5 by 5 1/4. And I apologize, this black does some weird stuff. Black and red does some weird stuff with my camera. I don't know why. And I'm going to go on a diagonal because that is my favorite. And we're going to make this little writing board. The hardest part of washi tape, in my opinion, is getting it started, as far as where it begins and where it ends. My nails just do not want to work right with it. So I'm going to line this up and then figure out how deep I want the diagonal. And I think I'm wanting it just about here, because there is going to be something that goes on the front of this, not covering all of it, but there will be a little something that goes on the front of this. Okay, so I'm going to, and I really want this one to be covered front and back, so I will have some issue getting all of this covered because I am going on the diagonal, but I think it'll work out fine. So I'm just going to wrap around and try not to get any wrinkles in my washi. Okay, so there's one, and then we're just gonna, I have these laid out, and we're just going to use this color scheme and go around and around and around until we have the entire piece of black cardstock covered up. And you can do whatever pattern you would like. You can pick as many as you would like. And I think I want to try to do just a little bitty line, like of demarcation, in between the strips, because that black cardstock is very pretty. And see, when you wrap it around, you've got that line there too. So it's just going to be me trying to get all of these other little pieces covered up. But this will be the back side of the writing board, so I'm not too broken up that I'll have to piece these. And just leaving that least little bit of line. And you don't have to do this if you want to just overlap them like I did on that mini journaling page cover. You certainly can. And I am going to speed this up a little so that you don't have to sit and watch me do every tiny little strip. And then I'll show you how I fixed up my little pieced pieces back here also. So I have it covered, and then the back side, there's just one place where it got overlapped. I'm not too worried about that because it is the back side. It still looks pretty to me. But this is the front, and I'm going to get two pieces to go on the front of it just as a focal point for it. And I'm using a digital. This is just from a piece of premium copy paper from Miss Betty. She had made some little digitals for one of our kits, and I thought that little blue bird would go, or bird with a blue head, would go very well with this. And then I'm going to put a piece of book page back behind it. I like that. let's do a little bit of a more torn edge on this side so it's not just straight. That looks better. Okay, and then I will ink the edges of that with my vintage photo. Remember, you need things, whatever you're going to put on top of your writing board, you need it thin, because that's why you're creating the writing board in the first place, is so that you can have a smooth surface to write on in your journals. So this book page is very thin, and then that digital is very thin also. Then I'm going to dirty it up just a little bit. And then I won't laminate this on camera, but this will need to be laminated just so that you can seal up all of that book page and washi tape. So I'm just going to put a few dots and lines of glue around the edges of my book page, since it does not need that much. Center it up on my writing board. That is good for me. And then I'm going to put quite a bit of glue on the back of this one so that it sticks very well to the book page. Alright, so there is my writing board. I'm going to round my corners of it. So there's my writing board that I would put, after it's laminated, back behind this page, and it is such a smoother writing surface now with that writing board back behind it. I have everything falling just because I moved my inks up, but it is such a smoother page to write on with a writing board back behind it. And when it's laminated, it will be even more firm and easier to write on. So I love that idea, and I did get this from Natasha at Treasure Books. I'm going to link her video in the description box below so you can go watch her video, because she made all kinds of things with washi tape. I loved her video. Last but not least, sewn pockets for our journals, and probably my favorite idea of this entire video. So I'm going to get these washies put away. So off camera, I covered this piece of blue cardstock with washi on the diagonal, and I just picked random ones, so it's not really color coordinated. I love the different ones, the different kinds of washi that I used on it, so I'm very good with how that turned out. So now I want to cut this down into pockets for my journals. This piece is 8 1/8 by 9, so almost 8 by 9. To make pockets, I would just go ahead and cut at 4 inches. So this is kind of like a washi tape masterboard. So I really like that, because y'all know how much I like masterboards. So on this edge, I would trim this at 4 inches. So there I have 2 pieces. And then I would trim at 3 inches 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 pockets. And then 1, and this piece of cardstock come out of my scrap pile, so no, it's probably not perfectly straight edges that I'm cutting here, but it came out of my scrap pile. This is a Scrap Busters challenge. So now you have little pockets that you can sew around the edges and use in your journals. So these are smaller. You can cut them bigger, but like a pocket there. I know this color scheme does not go with this journal, and this is kind of wild and crazy. You can use some muted, very neutral washies that you have in your stash to make pockets, but I'm just kind of showing you because I like making mini journals. So look at this, to go inside of this one, little pocket there, leave that open, sew around your edges here, and then glue that pocket down, and you've got a little washi pocket. Now, of course, all of these washi ideas, you can use strips of cardstock or paper if you wanted to. If you don't have an abundance of washi like I do, embarrassingly, you could use cardstock or paper for your strips and just line them up ever how you want to. You don't even have to go on the diagonal if you don't want to. So I'm going to sew around, around a couple of these and just show you what I'm talking about, and I will probably do a little notch too in them with my circle punch. I think I'll do this one. And maybe this one. Be right back. Alright, so sewn pockets. Where are my wonky sewing sisters? Because I am not the best. Look at that, how horrible. Look, it's just horrible. But anyway, you get the point, and it's very handmade looking. But I do like my zigzaggy one. The zigzaggy one is my favorite, probably. But I would put a little notch in what I would think is the middle of both of these, and I don't want to do too much of a notch on this one because that butterfly is so pretty at the top. Okay, and then since I've got a cardstock edge on most of the pocket, I would ink around with some oxide ink. And then just to show you, because I know that this pocket does not actually go with that. It does have some black and white in it though. So then you would use your score tape or liquid glue or whatever, and you would glue down on these three edges. You would need something very tacky and very sturdy to hold it down. And then there you've got your little sewn washi strip pocket. So I really, really like that idea. That's probably my favorite, like I said, of all of the little projects that we've made today. So there's your little washi master board of sorts with those little pockets. And then you've got your journal, mini journal cover. And it is pretty Pac-Man mouth, so I'm going to put my jar of washies on top of there. And then your little altered washi samples and project life cards, and then your punched pieces. Move this over. Punched pieces with just strips of washi put on a scrap piece of paper, and then your beautiful writing board for your journals. Love that. I don't know, maybe this is my favorite. I don't know. I can't pick a favorite, but I do love that I was able to make quite a few things out of washi. And if you're like me, you need to use up as much washi as possible because you have so much in your stash. I hope y'all enjoyed this M Scrap Busters. If you use your washi in any of these ways, I would love to see it. Be sure to use the hashtag M's Scrap Busters all together behind a hashtag, and that way I can find you, find all the projects that you have made using Scrapbusters ideas. And like I said, I got some of my ideas today from Natasha at Treasure Book, so I will link that video below because I want to give credit where credit is due, where I get my ideas. There are usually not any original paper crafting ideas, but if I get my ideas directly from somebody, I will be sure to link them in the description box below because I like doing that. I hope that anybody that does anything that I got an idea from me for will do the same. Y'all have a great day. I will see you in the next video. I can't wait to see your washi tape creations. Bye, y'all.